correct. Oh, I see quite the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Police station.
Exactly.
Yeah, better just take the title.
Can I move?
Yeah. Scarface. What's happened to me? Maybe I'm something to among the house.
Got discovered, Sisonke gathered with friends and family members of the missing women who had offered to try and help identify them. During that meeting, Sisonke says they counted at least 13 reports of different women who have all disappeared from the same area in recent months. But spokesperson Katlego Rasibitse says it's difficult to match these women to the women who were found earlier this month, with some of the bodies having already been in a severely decomposed state and nothing more to go on than the clothes the victims were wearing. Rasibitse says they're concerned that they won't be able to get enough information on some of the missing women to conclusively confirm if they are among the 6 found earlier this month.
One thing that we realize when we're now trying to locate families, we come to do such work, then we just tell the lady that, oh, this is my blood sister. Now that I'm dead, it comes out, oh, you're friends.
Despite the challenges, though, the organization is determined to do what it can to ensure that justice is served for these women and closure provided for their loved ones. Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News.
And for more on this exclusive report, visit ewn.co.za. Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane will be back in the Western Cape High Court today in an ongoing battle to return to work. While scoring a victory in the same court last month, which found her suspension by the President invalid and improper, the full bench later confirmed the judgment was not of immediate effect. Mkhwebane wants to approach the Supreme Court of Appeal, saying the ruling is not in the interest of justice. Nancy Gatlinger has more.
Busisiwe Mkhwebane will be making a third attempt today to return to office. She disagrees with the ruling 2 weeks ago that the lifting of her suspension is subject to confirmation by the Constitutional Court because it involves a decision taken by the President. The Constitutional Court is set to hear the matter in a month's time. But Mkhwebane will argue today that the bench made errors of fact and law in not granting her temporary relief. She says this is particularly so given the gross illegalities that accompanied Ramaphosa's decision to suspend her. In September, the same bench found the president had acted with bias and in retaliation when he suspended her in June. The ATM, UDM and PAC will all be backing the Public Protector's application for leave to appeal to a higher court. The presidency and the DA, on the other hand, will oppose the application. Lindsay Denklinger, Eyewitness News.
While staying at the courts, the driver accused of killing 20 people when his truck slammed into a vehicle in Pongola in northern KwaZulu-Natal last month is due to appear in court today. Sibusiso Siaya faces charges of culpable homicide linked to the killing of 18 children and 2 adults after his truck crashed into a scholar transport vehicle. Tanta Mabaso reports from KZN.
Video footage shows Busiso Siaya's truck on the wrong side of the road, smashing into the oncoming vehicle. He will return to the magistrate's court in Pongola today. During the previous appearance, the matter was postponed to today after he abandoned his bail application. A road traffic management report found his driver behavior as the cause of the accident on the N2 highway. There have been calls for a harsh penalty. Mhlanhla Eyewitness News, Durban.
And in other news, Gauteng Education MEC Marumo says the leaking of the trick final year exam papers risks making a mockery of the National Senior Certificate. The MEC has issued a stern warning to grade 12 pupils and department officials to safeguard the credibility of this year's final exams. Close to 200 university techs across the province have signed a pledge not to cheat in the upcoming final papers, set for the 31st of this month until the 7th of December. While the MEC is hoping that the grade 12 pupils will honor this pledge, he says his department has bolstered security measures at more than 1,000 examination centers to ensure an incident-free exam. Veronica Makwadi reports.
So in terms of security, our security has been beefed up. We can confidently say this year there will not be a leakage.
A confident Gauteng Education MEC Madume Chelewane is adamant that there will not be a repeat of the 2020 exam leak scandal, where pupils had access to the mathematics and physical sciences paper 2 exams just hours before pupils sat down to write.
We've appointed also service providers to assist to augment our security at district. We've got armed escorts that will be guiding our exam papers. We've got the response unit. We've also set up surveillance, CCTV cameras in all our venues to ensure that everything is tight. So we're certain that this year there won't be a leakage.
In addition, the MEC says the department will keep a close eye on various points where question papers are printed, stored, and transported. Veronica Makwadi, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
And moving abroad now, at least 9 people have died after a cyclone ravaged parts of Bangladesh, forcing the evacuation of around 1 million people from